Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches! Fall movie catch-up! Tonight, I am reviewing Thor, Love and Thunder, and telling Avaryl about it, and to not see it, basically. Spoiler alert. Honestly, this movie was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I went with a friend who, has dragged me to Morbius, terrible, every Marvel nonsense movie. We watched Eternals. He was like, let's go watch the Eternals. And I was like, if this wasn't free from my fucking A-list pass, I would not have spent a penny. But I'll go watch it in IMAX, He was the one that was like, should we leave this movie halfway through?
Oh, no.
And I was like, well, there's only 30 minutes left, right? And he's like, no, there's an hour and 20 minutes left.
No.
Like, what?
How long is it?
It's not even that long. It's so interminable.
So I did not watch this because I don't care.
Do not. I would say literally no one should watch this movie.
The only thing I could say about this movie is that my 6-year-old nephew requested to leave as well when he went to see it with his mom.
Oh, no, wait. This movie is
He was like,
bleak.
should we leave?
Should we leave? This is bad.
Let's leave. And they did.
Good for them.
They left.
That was the right choice.
The target audience.
That is a problem.
In theory, was
yeah.
like, should we leave this cool theater in the middle of summer and escape this film? And they decided that yes, that was the correct choice.
Wow.
So
I would have just taken a cool nap.
Why is it so? I know if I was a kid, it's like, So what happened? I saw that Natalie Portman came back, and I said, I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Not that I hate her. Her character's annoying.
What's it been, like 3-4 years?
8 years, 7 months, and 6 days, give or take.
I didn't like her in any of the other ones. I mean, Thor 1 was fine. Thor 2 was pure garbage. Thor 3 was really fun.
Yeah.
Until I think then everyone dies. Or was that Guardians?
It was earned.
Oh, yeah, it was earned.
It was, it was sad, but it was earned.
Yes.
And then the fourth one.
And then this one.
It's hard to make a sequel after a genocide.
That is true.
Well,
and that was the problem. It was so bleak. And I think, honestly, I'm concerned about Taika Waititi's mental health.
Because he wrote and directed this one, too?
He co-wrote it or whatever. He was not, and it was based off of the comics. So clearly the source material is what it is.
And Jeff Goldblum wasn't there.
Was not there. Yeah.
Goldblum is daddy. I think that's complimentary. I think that means I'm sexy. Daddy.
Basically.
Where is this in the timeline of Endgame?
I believe after the last movie that we saw with all of them. It's after that.
It's really
people have been re-snapped,
They snap back.
Snap back.
They snap back. I've kind of
absolutely
blocked my memories of those films.
My memory has
it's whooshed away like Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's horribly depressing and sad.
It's very that. So Thor has gone off to some planet where he's gotten fat and doesn't care and doesn't do anything.
Okay, so that happened in one of those.
In one of those other ones, he's done it again.
Or he still is. Because I don't think we saw him. I don't know and I don't care. So yes, okay, great.
Exactly that. It starts and there's this whole intro scene of this guy.
We are here with Mr. Christian Bale, who plays Gore the God Butcher.
They recognize him.
Stranded in the desert with his daughter, and she dies, and then he is so sad, and then he keeps going without her and stumbles across an oasis where there's the god of this planet or whatever, and he's like, oh, thank God you'll save me, and whatever, I can go to heaven or whatever.
Bring my daughter back to life?
Or something, right? And he's like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just a god that likes to live large, and I don't care about any of my people that are suffering. And he's like, well, fuck you, gods. I hate all of you. And then this...
Fuck the gods! Yeah, okay.
This evil god-killing sword finds him and turns him into a super god-killing villain.
So the sword is sentient?
It's Lord of the Ringsy.
The sword's will is to kill gods?
Yes.
That's its purpose?
That is,
I kind of like
pure
that.
evil and whatever. It wants to kill the gods. It's a god killer. I don't know. That's
kind of fun.
Yeah. It was kind of, in theory, yes. So his whole thing is I'm going to kill all of the gods because they don't care.
What about demigods?
Well, great question.
Okay.
Oh my God, we do have to talk about something insane that happens in this movie.
Okay.
then we got to Thor, and he's, and he finds out, oh my God, all of these gods are being killed. We have to do something and save people, and we're good and altruistic, but like this guy doesn't care, and it just goes on and on. And basically, the whole thing is just like this kind of nihilistic. No one cares. God doesn't exist or doesn't give a shit. No one's gonna help you, and everyone's gonna die, and it's gonna be pretty bleak. And it was just so nihilistic and like existential dread, and I was just like, what is happening? This is not fun or good. Like, it was like, this is a comic book movie. Like, what are we doing?
Right. It was like you were watching Justice League again. No, Dawn of Superman.
Yes, whatever.
The Snyder Cut of Justice League.
I didn't watch that. The Snyder Cut.
I did.
Oh, why?
Curiosity and quarantine.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I made it to the end. I don't think I remember anything about it.
I think we might have briefly talked about it.
It might have been in black and white. And it was in 4:3.
Oh!
That's it. That's all I do not recall. But I definitely sat through it.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway.
Natalie Portman's there.
Natalie Portman?
She's dying of cancer, but then Mjolnir, the hammer, calls to her. And
isn't she in a lost dimension? Isn't the last time we saw her, she got swooped into a lost dimension?
Probably, but then she comes, I don't know.
Okay.
And then she takes a plane to new Asgard.
A plane?
Well, that's on Earth. Remember they moved Asgardians to Earth, and it was like, oh, we're in Scandinavia now.
No.
Anyway, that was one of the previous movies.
Okay.
So she flies to Scandinavia. Okay. And Mjolnir's like, haha, I'm calling to you, and then it comes back together because it was broken into like 1,000 million pieces.
Right. Thanos, I believe,
crushed it.
Broke him.
Yep. And then and then he took a piece to make his axe. There's this whole thing. Who cares? No one cares. Anyway, so she becomes Thor, also Lady Thor, and then they go off on a journey to find all these other gods, to recruit gods. Russell Crowe is Zeus.
Really?
Really?
And he's doing the most.
Where are we going to hold this year's orgy?
Even more than he did in The Mummy?
10 times more. It was insane. This was
what?
the most insane.
Sidebar. I might be a little sad that terrible Russell Crowe Jekyll and Hyde movie never came to fruition. Because that would have been
crazy.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Oh no. Okay. Because he's thunder. And he's lightning.
Exactly.
Okay.
Zeus is the god of lightning. And he's like, ha ha ha. And then Thor kills Zeus.
Okay. Does he work without, does
well,
one
then
work
he comes
without
back
the
to
other?
life or something later. I don't know. But, anyway.
What sort of accent was Russell bringing?
It was insane. It was sort of like he was in House of Gucci.
Thunderbolt. It's just electricity. You can have it anytime you call. Power is everywhere. You just have to harness it.
And I was like, he knows that Zeus was Greek, right?
No.
And then he does this weird, like, flouncy thing with his little toga skirt. As if it was like, he's like, ooh, look at me, I'm in my skirt. It was so bizarre. Honestly, it was the most crazy piece of film I've seen in a while. Anyway, that was mainly the highlight. And then it's like bleak.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Who was the comic relief? Didn't exist.
No. Not that I can.
Even
it was Taika Waititi as the little stone guy.
Oh, he's still around.
He was still around, and I was just like, this bit went on too long. You think it's so cute, and it's just not. I'm not into it. I do not want this. Guardians of the Galaxy show up for a second. I was like, I don't care. I don't want any of this. It was really. Everyone, did you see the clip of Tessa Thompson and him?
I really wanted this film to be different to Thor Ragnarok did I?
Did you? Huh, okay, cool.
Does that look real?
In that particular shot, no, actually. It doesn't really, right? When you look close.
It need to be more blue.
Well, it doesn't make any sense, but I love it.
They're looking at like dailies, or they're going through some video or whatever, like that was CGI'd and blah 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 blah. And she's like, oh well, that doesn't match. Like she just points out like the shit CGI of it all. And he was like, well, it was just like, basically she's like, you were a horrible director and you were so lazy and you didn't even see the details in this. And I was like, yeah, this is.
Or continue to write the film as you're in post-production.
It had to do with like rewrites around just clarifying the logic, right? Of
this what the villain wants.
yeah, exactly.
It was a real big bummer. No one wanted to be there. Everyone was just phoning it in, including Thor. Like, the character and Chris Hemsworth were just phoning it in. And you're this is really bleak.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a Marvel movie in...
I'm good. Honestly, this was it. I was like, I
I've said
cannot.
it before. I'll say it again. I'm good. I'm out.
I just can't.
I don't care anymore.
Honestly, I did like the Eternals better. Angelina Jolie was there being campy. The CGI was terrible and laughable. I cracked up, but also it was bad. It was really bad.
So skip it.
Skip it. But watch this Russell Crowe scene because
bump
what
it?
is happening?
Remember that? Skip it.
Skip it.
Bump
Pop
it.
it. Twist it. Twirl it. Shake it. Yank it. Yeah.
Bop it. Twist it. Pull it.
They should make a dirty one of those.
I mean, there basically was.
Jacket, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, cheers.
Sure.